Writing the PhD proposal, a walk through the borderlands of darkness and dawn. In the hush of early morning, when the world still hangs in the liminal space between night and day, I lace up my shoes and step into the silence of the Pinetown suburbs. The streetlights blink gently overhead, casting long shadows that stretch across the pavement like unanswered questions. This walk, my daily 10 kilometers ritual, is more than physical discipline. It is a practice of clarity, a movement through metaphor, a way of writing the PhD proposal with my feet before I ever reach the page. 1. The context, reading the landscape. As I begin, the world is dim, undefined. Much like the early stages of research, where ideas exist as fragments. The winding roads of Pinetown mirror the terrain of my study, complex, familiar, yet underexplored. The sleepy stillness of the suburb reminds me that context matters. Every street has a story, every community a history. Before I can write the proposal, I must understand where I stand. In your PhD proposal, define your context with the same attentiveness you give to your surroundings. What is the academic terrain? What historical or cultural forces shape it? Who inhabits this space, and what tensions breathe beneath its surface? 2. The problem. Fog in the borderlands. Halfway into the walk, I meet the borderlands. A thick fog drapes over the ridge, where street and skyline blend. This is where problems surface. Visibility is poor. The path ahead is unclear. In research, this is the moment you sense something is wrong. A gap in the literature, a contradiction in the data, a silence in the discourse. Define your research problem with honesty and urgency. What is obscured? What has been overlooked or misunderstood? Why does this problem demand attention now, in this particular place? 3. The goal. Walking toward the light. As I ascend the slope toward dawn, the sky begins to shift. Light leaks across the horizon, illuminating a direction. The tension lifts. In research terms, this is where your aim crystallizes, not as a grand solution, but as a purpose. The goal of the walk is not to conquer distance, but to commune with discipline and reflection. The same holds true for your PhD goal. What is your study's central aim? What change or clarity do you seek to bring? Frame it as movement, not toward perfection, but toward understanding. 4. The objectives marking the steps. Each kilometer has its rhythm, just as each objective of your study must have focus and sequence. The walk teaches me not to rush, but to measure each stride. Your objectives should do the same. Logical, achievable, clear. Break down your aim into specific objectives. What will you explore, uncover, compare, document, or interrogate? Each objective is a step that takes your reader closer to your goal. 5. The significance. Why this walk matters. By the time I reach the final stretch, the world has awakened. Traffic hums. Windows glow. My body feels both exhausted and renewed. And I know this ritual matters. Not just for fitness, but for sanity, for clarity, for grounding. In research, this is the why, the significance of the study. Why does your research matter? Whose lives or knowledge systems does it impact? How does it contribute to theory, practice, or policy? What conversations are you entering? And what will you leave behind when your walk is done? Conclusion. The proposal as pilgrimage. Writing a PhD proposal is a journey through uncertain streets, shifting light, and hard-earned clarity. Like my morning walk through Pinetown's waking suburbs, it demands presence, patience, and purpose. It is not just an academic formality. It is a ritual of becoming, a covenant between who you are and who you are becoming as a scholar. Let your research proposal be your map, your sunrise, your 10 kilometers of intention. Happy learning.